Likely 2024 presidential hopeful Pete Buttigieg fits entire foot in mouth. Recently, there has been much talk made of Biden's Build Back Better bill being dead in the water, but I could not let it fade from consciousness before acknowledging one of the most out-of-touch quotes we have seen from a presidential hopeful. Reminiscent of Rick Perry's Three Agencies and Gary Johnson's Aleppo.
And what is Aleppo?
But before we get to that clip, let me quickly give you some context. Tesla's Model 3 is Tesla's cheap option, and the second most popular electric vehicle on the market, with the first being the more expensive Model Y, the third being the Chevy Bolt, the most affordable option.
Contains incentives to make it more affordable to buy an electric vehicle, up to a $12,500 discount in effect for families thinking about getting an EV. Families that once they own that electric vehicle will never have to worry about gas prices again.
Let's just make a pretty clear distinction here. If you are worried, like really worried about gas prices, not me at the pump annoyed that it cost me an extra $20 to fill up now than it did a year ago, but you're putting your last $5 in the tank, hoping you can get to work and back. You are not going to be able to afford an EV, even if it were free. You would probably struggle to keep up with the insurance payments. So I don't know who he thinks he's talking to here, but let's humor him.
The people who stand to benefit most from owning an EV are often rural residents who have the longest distances to drive. They burn the most gas. And underserved urban residents in areas where high gas prices and they're lower income.
Lower income than him, or lower income than the median household income, which was about 67 grand for 2020. After taxes, if you live in a state like New York, like me, you're looking at about 51 grand take home. Unless you own your home, in which case you also have to pay for property taxes. So take home, you're looking at less than 50 grand. This is not to take into account any expenses, rent or mortgage, heating, food, clothing, etc. Or to consider that this is the median. Half the households are below this number.
So they would gain the most by having that vehicle.
Yeah, you're probably right, but this doesn't actually help them.
But these are the very residents who have not always been connected to electric vehicles that are viewed as kind of a luxury item.
I wonder why.
If we can make an electric vehicle less expensive for everybody, more people can take advantage, and we'll be building and selling more American-made EVs.
This would be great. We love more American-made products. That would actually have helped a lot with the supply chain crisis that you presided over.
Which means over time they'll become less expensive to make and to buy for everybody.
People are worried about gas prices now. When you're in need, it's very hard to be excited about a bill that will help those doing better than you in the short term, even if it might eventually help you in the long term. This actually sounds a lot like the trickle-down economic theory that the left hates so much. But Mayor Pete is disconnected from those people he purports to help with this bill. On the Democrat presidential debate stage, he bragged,
"According to Forbes magazine, I am literally the only person on this stage who's not a millionaire or a billionaire. This is the problem with issuing purity tests you cannot yourself pass."
Oh really, Pete? Is that the issue? I don't even particularly dislike Pete. Of the last round of Democrat candidates, I actually had him in the top half of the field, but his take on this bill was so exceptionally bad. But never mind 2024. Democrats are cruising for a bruising in 2022. Check out this video to learn more about that. If you enjoy the content, consider dropping a like or comment to help this content reach more people. And don't forget to subscribe so the content always reaches you.